Hi, I'm Jeannie, and it's time to answer a question. This question was brought to me about 6 or 7 months ago, and I have to say it was a very difficult question, and I had a very difficult time finding answers. And to be quite frank with you, I haven't found an exact answer, but I'm going to share with you what I do know. The question is, why does God require blood as the atonement for sin? So I searched for this answer in from spiritual leaders and other religious type of information, and I really got nowhere. Basically, all I got was God requires blood for the atonement of sin, and it really didn't give me anything as to why blood. It just all came back to, okay, well, because it's blood. And so that really didn't help me. But I did look into the Bible, and I found a few things that could kind of give us a little bit of information. First off, in Numbers 17, I found all kinds of things that had to do with blood, um, the blood sacrifice and how to perform it and what to do. But it didn't really tell me why the blood. Also, it goes back to Genesis, where Adam and Eve sinned for the first time, and we're not really clear exactly the nature of the sin, other than they ate from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. But there's been many other things about what it could have been, what it could have meant, and how the consequences didn't really fit the sin. So I'm not even going to get into that. But I'm going to move on over to Genesis chapter 9, where we see that God tells us blood is life. And he tells us we should not drink the blood of animals. We should not eat animals that still have the life blood in them. So we see that God equates blood with life. If you look in Hebrews chapter 9, verse 22, it says, indeed, according to the law, everything was purified with blood, and without the shedding of blood, there is no forgiveness. And then we look in Colossians chapter 1, verses 13 through 14. He delivered us up from the power of darkness and transferred us to the kingdom of the Son he loves, in whom we have redemption, the forgiveness of sin. So these two kind of give us a little more hint that the blood helps us to purify us, and in that way we are forgiven of our sins. So I started looking at that and saying, okay, so, but still, why blood? Why blood? Well, then my next question is, what does blood do for us in the first place? And so I started looking at that. And like I said, I'm not a scientist. I'm not a biologist. I am just a person seeking information. So that's what I did. I went to seek information, and this is the information that I found. The blood has an important job in our body, and without the blood we cannot stay alive. Your brain cannot function, your heart cannot function, your lungs cannot function, all the cells of your body cannot function, the muscles cannot function. Nothing functions without blood. So let's break it down. What does the blood do for us? Our blood has two parts. It has plasma, and then it has the cells. And the plasma is mostly water, but it carries the nutrients that are needed to the different parts of our bodies. Inside the blood, we have the red blood cells, which is what we have the most of, and that carries oxygen. It's very important. It carries oxygen to your brain, to your little toe, to all the little cells in your body, to your liver, everything. It carries all of that. And then you have the white blood cells, which help to fight illnesses and diseases. And then you have the platelets, which help the blood to clot. One of the things that the blood does is carry out the pollutants in our body. So like you breathe in oxygen, but your body, when it uses it, it has carbon dioxide left over, and so your blood helps you to breathe that out, and it helps you to carry that out. Also, the blood also helps to carry other things inside your body. when you have an infection, your blood helps to try to carry that out. If you notice when you get cut, the blood comes out and it purifies the area. So any kind of infections that might be there, any kind of bacteria, viruses, fungi, and parasites, it flows. So if you cut yourself, you will see the blood flows out. That blood kind of pushes that stuff out, and then it starts to clot. The platelets start to clot it, so it closes the wound to not allow that stuff to come back in. Now we know it's not perfect, but it was meant to be perfect. It was meant to work perfectly. So that's what blood does. Comparing that the blood purifies us, the blood helps to get rid of the evil, nasty stuff inside of our body, then how should we compare that spiritually? I have to be honest, I don't think that we as humans fully understand the spiritual nature of blood. I think that it's not an answer that we can really fully say, this is the answer, and be satisfied with it. But I'm thinking that because blood is our life force, and because blood helps to keep our body pure and give us the nutrients we need and get rid of the impurities that we don't need, then we have sinned and that darkness has come into our bodies. We need something that's going to wash it away. Because what happens if it doesn't get washed away? We continue in that sin. It continues to pollute us. It pollutes our brains. It pollutes our whole body. Because when you sin, you also create stress in your body. And we all know what stress can do to our bodies. So perhaps the letting of blood of another animal or in a human in Jesus' sake purifies our sin by transference. It's a transference. So we transfer our sins upon the animal, or now because Jesus came to die once and for all, we transfer our sins upon Jesus, and his blood washes the dirtiness out of us. I don't know if that was helpful or not. Please let me know. If you have any other questions, I will attempt to answer them. Please let me know below or send me an email at this address, and stay tuned for more answering questions. Thank you.